Introduction. Halloween, as we know it today, is a mix of spooky fun, haunted houses, candy, and costumes. But its origins are far from the modern celebration we see today. The evolution of Halloween in the United States is a fascinating journey that involves ancient traditions, immigration influences, and commercialization that have all come together to create one of the most beloved holidays in America. So, how did Halloween transform from ancient Celtic rituals to a nationwide festive extravaganza? Let's take a closer look at the evolution of Halloween in the USA, uncovering its origins, key milestones, and how it became the holiday of thrills and chills. Origins, the Celtic roots of Halloween. The origins of Halloween date back over 2,000 years to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. Samhain, celebrated by the Celts in Ireland, Scotland, and parts of England, marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter. A time when it was believed that the boundary between the living and the dead was thinnest. During this festival, people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off evil spirits and ghosts that they believed could roam freely during this time. The Celts also honored their deceased ancestors by offering food and making sacrifices to ensure their protection. As the centuries passed, the traditions of Samhain merged with other cultural practices, eventually evolving into the Halloween we know today. When the Romans conquered Celtic lands, they brought with them their own festivals, including Feralia and Pomona, a festival dedicated to the Roman goddess of fruit and trees, often associated with apples, which later influenced the tradition of bobbing for apples. The influence of Christianity and All Hallows' Eve. In the 8th century, the spread of Christianity across Europe led to the creation of All Saints' Day, which was intended to honor saints and martyrs. The night before All Saints' Day, October 31st, became known as All Hallows' Eve. Over time, this name was shortened to Halloween. While All Hallows' Eve was still observed as a solemn religious occasion, it began to take on some of the characteristics of the older Samhain festival. The tradition of costumes and feasts carried over, with people dressing up as saints, angels, and demons to honor the spirits. This blending of pagan traditions and Christian influences laid the groundwork for Halloween's evolution into a holiday focused on both honoring the dead and celebrating the living. Halloween comes to America, immigrants' influence. The celebration of Halloween remains somewhat regional in Europe, but it began to gain widespread popularity in the United States with the arrival of Irish and Scottish immigrants during the 19th century. As these immigrants brought their traditions with them, Halloween began to spread throughout the American colonies. The Irish potato famine of the 1840s led to a massive wave of Irish immigration, bringing a wealth of Halloween customs to America, including carving pumpkins and trick-or-treating. In the mid-19th century, Halloween began to take on a more family-friendly tone in the U.S., with neighborhood gatherings and harvest festivals becoming common. The focus shifted from the supernatural and spiritual aspects of the holiday to more wholesome and community-based activities. And Halloween was gradually transformed from a spiritually charged event to a celebration focused on fun and entertainment. The rise of trick-or-treating. One of the most iconic Halloween traditions, trick-or-treating, became widespread in the early 20th century. While the practice of going door-to-door for food or money has ancient roots, it wasn't until the early 1900s that the practice of children dressing in costumes and asking for candy became a staple of American Halloween celebrations. This shift occurred in large part due to the efforts of parents, community leaders, and organizations who wanted to create a safer, more controlled environment for children to celebrate. By the 1920s, Halloween had become a popular event for children to participate in, and neighborhoods began to organize trick-or-treating events, with houses giving out candy, nuts, and fruit as treats. This tradition, which was initially more of a charitable custom, eventually became synonymous with the holiday. The commercialization of Halloween. By the mid-20th century, Halloween had evolved into a massive commercial event, with businesses seizing the opportunity to cater to the growing demand for costumes, decorations, and candy. The post-World War II era saw the rise of Halloween costumes mass-produced by companies, making it easier for families to get dressed up for the occasion. This shift marked the beginning of Halloween becoming more consumer-driven rather than community-focused. With advertising and media beginning to play a larger role in shaping how Halloween was celebrated. The rise of Hollywood films, particularly horror movies and iconic characters like Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Mummy, further solidified Halloween's association with spooky themes. The growing popularity of Halloween parties and haunted house attractions also added to the holiday's extravagant and theatrical nature. Modern Halloween, a national celebration. By the 21st century, Halloween had become one of the most widely celebrated holidays in the United States, with nearly 90% of Americans participating in some form of celebration. Halloween is now big business, with an estimated $10 billion spent annually on costumes, decorations, candy, and events. In addition to trick-or-treating, modern Halloween festivities include haunted house attractions, Halloween parades, theme park events, and spooky festivals held across the country. Costumes have become a major part of the celebration, with people of all ages dressing up as everything from classic monsters to pop culture icons and political figures. While Halloween's original connection to the supernatural and honoring the dead remains, today's version of the holiday is characterized by a mix of spooky thrills, fun community activities, and creative self-expression. It's a celebration of all things fun, frightening, and fantastical, bringing people together in a way that's as much about community and creativity as it is about scares. Conclusion. From its ancient Celtic origins to the massive, nationwide event it is today, Halloween's evolution is a testament to the blending of cultural traditions, immigration, and commercial influence. The holiday has transformed from a solemn ritual honoring the dead to a spooky and fun celebration that brings people of all ages together to enjoy costumes, candy, and the thrill of the eerie unknown. And as Halloween continues to evolve in the coming years, one thing is certain. Its lasting impact on American culture will only grow, ensuring that it remains a beloved and ever-evolving tradition for generations to come.